someone who studied business myself, I really wish someone told me these things before I studied business and before I picked my university degrees. But no one did. So I am here to tell you all the things that no one told me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Clouds and nice to meet you. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't get a business degree and why you shouldn't choose business or management as a degree when you go to university, particularly undergraduate university. Now, with every video of these that I make where I say why you shouldn't do something or why you should do something, I always like to give two sides of the coin. So let me premise that I will be making a video that talks about why you should do a business degree as well and present to you all the pros of why business degrees are great. But in today's video, I'm going to just be talking about and focusing on the cons of business degrees, because I think it's quite important to fully understand the context of the degree that you're picking. I have done a business degree myself. I did business management at Queen Mary University of London, and then I did a master's in management at London Business School. And of course, throughout these 4 years, I've actually picked up on a lot of bad things about business degrees, which is why, I'm pretty much very qualified to tell you guys why you shouldn't pick a business degree. So yeah, let's just go straight into the video and I'll tell you guys all the tea. The first reason why you shouldn't choose business is because the things that you learn in a business degree are things that you can learn in your own time. Like things that you can genuinely learn yourself by just living life and having interest in business. For example, when learning about stocks and shares, those are all things that if you have the interest to know more about, it is very, very easy to just Google and watch some YouTube videos and learn pretty much the whole context of what it is to sell a share or buy a share or options and hedge funds, etc. Those are all things that you can learn online very, very easily. The information is made very accessible to everyone, and you don't exactly have to pay for an expensive degree to learn those things, which is why it can seem like a waste of money to spend money on something that you can very easily learn for free. Like medicine, you cannot learn how to do heart surgery just by Googling this online. That's not something that sort of information and knowledge isn't accessible to everyone. You have to have, of course, all the previous years of studying meds, and you need to have a certain level of understanding of this industry. But for business, we all live in a capitalist society. We've all been out and purchased something. We've all had an experience, choosing between two different products in the market. Inherently, in the society that we live in right now, you already have a basic understanding of what business means and what it is like to operate a business, because that is just the world we live in. It's just abundantly around us and it's ubiquitous. How do you say that word? Ubiquitous?
Ubiquitous.
Anyways, it's everywhere, so you don't particularly need to learn much to understand this subject. Reason number two as to why you shouldn't choose a business degree is because you do not need a business degree to do many of the jobs that are within business. If you want to become a consultant, or if you want to become an investment banker, or if you want to go into marketing, or if you want to go into sales, you don't need a business degree. And I think a lot of people don't actually realize this, and a lot of people who've asked me for advice, and even my own sister sometimes when they ask me for what courses they should choose, they don't actually realize that you do not need a business degree to work within business. Actually, recently, especially in consulting and banking, people tend to prefer STEM degrees. If you don't know what STEM is, it stands for science, technology, engineering, and medicine. And these are basically the kind of subjects that people are starting to look for when they want to recruit people into banking and consulting. Because oftentimes it is more important to recruit someone with basic analytical and quantitative skills into consulting or banking than someone who knows a lot about the market and a lot about, has all the commercial awareness, because that is something that you can understand and acquire throughout your job. But the basic level of analytical skills is something that sometimes is very hard to pick up as you do the job. So, companies are starting to really look for STEM students. I actually used to recruit for an investment bank. I was a recruiter for the internship internship role and also the graduate program, and we were always looking for STEM students, like engineering students, computer science students, even medicine students. Also, I have worked in marketing before and sales, and I've had so many colleagues that didn't have a marketing degree. I think you can very much penetrate the marketing and sales industry by just having work experience and internships and different placements. That is probably more important than an actual marketing or sales or business degree per se, and in my experience that has been the case. So yes, take that into consideration. If your motivation to get a business degree is to later on work within business, then let me tell you, you don't need it. You can work within business as long as you have like some sort of technical degree, or even like sometimes humanity degrees as well. They can be very useful in a marketing role or a sales role. So yeah, you don't need a business degree to work in business. The third reason why you shouldn't choose a business degree is because oftentimes people think that doing a business degree will lead you down a path where you'll make a lot of money in the future. This is a myth. This is not true. I can say it firsthand. This is not true. I know so many people who have done my degree and they're not in extremely high-paying jobs. I feel like a business degree is so broad and the options are immense as to what you can do with this degree, which is why it doesn't necessarily lead you down the path to make money. Let me actually read you guys some statistics as to the average salary of business degrees. In the UK, this information comes from PayScale, by the way. The average salary for sales administrator, which is a very common entry-level job for a business degree, is £18,000. That is below average for salaries in the UK. For senior sales executive, the average salary is $24,800, which again is not that high. The average salary for a finance officer in the UK is $22,800, which again is below average. We're on another website now, Save the Students. Here it says a starting salary in retail management will likely range between $17,000 to $23,000. A career in HR can look like something around $19,000, and a career within marketing starts usually around $22,000. So it isn't an abundant amount of money. People tend to think that studying business means that you will become like a businessman. You will become the future Jeff Bezos. You'll become Jack Ma. That is not the case. Like a lot of fields within business don't actually pay that much. They just pay what like the average pay in the UK. Take that into consideration if you really want to study something that will lead you to a lot of money. I would suggest other degrees like these ones here. These ones tend to pay a lot more than business degrees, but of course everything is very subjective. It depends on what you do with your degree. You could become a millionaire with a business degree. Of course you could, but yeah, don't assume that it's just you're just picking business because it's gonna make you rich, because that's not the case. That is no. The fourth reason why I don't think you should pick a business degree is because from first-hand experience, people tend to be assholes. To put it simply, I've met so many people that just did not like exude the right vibes. Honestly, I was just like, no. Please don't attack me. Of course, I know people who are lovely who study business. I have some of my best friends study business. I study business and I consider myself a pretty good person, if I may say so myself. But it is a stereotype. The stereotype is real, actually, where you see people, first of all, they wear like these kind of outfits or these outfits. Like it's people who come into business and they just have this mindset of, oh, I want to be successful, I'm gonna have a really like progressive career, I'm gonna do IB, I'm gonna do consulting, Goldman Sachs, like trade stocks, everything, right? And they just have this like arrogance vibe to them that is like it's basically investment banker kind of vibe, which I mean, they're just rich and smart and driven and assholes, which is fine. They have the right to be assholes in a way because they're so smart and driven. It's just like that loud, laddie energy. It's just not my thing. So yeah, even though I am a business student myself, I don't really identify myself as that kind of business student. And I don't want to sound condescending as like that kind of business student. Like there's nothing wrong with them. I'm pretty sure they think I'm the lame one. Like I'm sitting in my bedroom watching YouTube videos while they're like networking with like the CEO of Google or something. But just personally, it's not my vibe, and I'd want to put this in the video just to make sure that if you're someone who also doesn't really relate to those kind of people, that you know that the stereotype is true. You will encounter people who are like that. All right, my fifth reason and the last reason as to why you shouldn't study business is because there's just too many business majors out there. Just to put it simply, a lot of people study business because it's such a like a broad subject, and it's very useful in many different situations, and it's just something like a go-to and no-brainer kind of subject that so many people go into it, which means you aren't as sellable and aren't as unique when you go into the job market, because there's so many other people who have the same degree as you. And there's actually a statistic that says that in the US, 1 out of every 5 college grads has a business degree. If you think about it, there's 300 million people in the United States, right? And let's just assume there's like 20% of them have a college, that's too little. 30% of people have a college degree. This is an assumption, by the way, I don't know. I haven't done anything, but 30% of them, let's say, have a college degree. That's 90 million people. And then a fifth of that, so 20% of 90, that's 18 million people who have business degrees. Obviously, not all of them are competing with you because that's across all ages, right? And that's just across all the people that graduated, so not just people in your year. But, you know, if you just think about it and contextualize it a little bit, like, it's a lot of people competing with you. Personally, for me, when I've interviewed with people, when I've talked to people, like business doesn't always stand out. When people ask me, oh, what have you studied? I'm always like, business management. They're like, oh, cool. And I'm like, what did you study? And they're like, yeah, I study astrophysics, or yeah, I'm doing a PhD in environmental technology, or something that's always a lot more interesting and can open a lot more conversations than a business degree. You know, like how basic. It's like the bread and butter of degrees almost. So those are the reasons why you shouldn't study a business degree. Take it from myself. I have, spent 4 years studying business. I don't regret it at all, but definitely I have noticed these different things, and I kind of wish someone told me about these things. Make sure that you take this information and do with it what you will, but also remember to take it with a grain of salt. It's not like everything I say is 100% truth. I mean, it is true, but it's not like the only truth. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. That would really mean a lot and would keep me doing these kind of videos, and if I see that a video does well, I'm more likely to do something similar to it. So yeah, like and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below. Adios!